Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Catherine, or Kat, and today we're going to be doing a Ghostbusters Afterlife review, which was highly anticipated by me. I know a lot of people too, but I got my Ghostbusters suspenders on. These are actually vintage from the 80s. My husband had them. I'll show you the back, the coolest part. Look at that! Oh my god. Look how cool. I think he had these when he was a little kid, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna use these. Spoilers. Everybody knows they're spoilers, okay? I wanted to make sure that you knew that if you haven't seen it yet. At the theater, they had these little guys, so we could not pass them up. I had my own straw because I love, so I'm reusing this cup. But it's cool. It's got Phoebe and podcast on it, and it was like $10 or something. And this one has Slimer, and then Andy got, if you don't know, my husband's name is Andy, little ghost. I could not pass these guys up. Oh my god, they're so cute. So I just want to start off by saying that this was one of the first movies I've seen going back to a theater in the pandemic, and it was worth my money, worth my time. Really cool, like really true to the original, from the 80s. And you know, I'm a huge fan of that. So if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of that. Now you know. So Paul Rudd is one of the main characters in the movie, and he is hilarious and adorable as usual. He plays a teacher for the main character Phoebe and a bunch of other kids in the school. One of the scenes, it was a foreshadowing thing I noticed, was Paul plays Cujo and Child's Play for the kids in class, which is hilarious. And I feel like it's maybe like a hint towards like the possession that is going to be foreshadowed for him like later on in the movie, you know, as he's like Zool, or one of the doggies, one of the demonic doggies. For me, it was definitely a tearjerker because they did a ton of Easter eggs. So if you were a huge fan of the original, you got to see all of these like really fun little add-ons. So like they had the crunchy bar, they had a Twinkie, right? One of the Twinkies. They had the fireman's pole, like the original firehouse. The phone was red. I don't know if you noticed, like in the original movie. Lots of fun callbacks to the original for all the hardcore fans like us. Also, I haven't cried at a movie in so long. Like this movie made me, I think it was so moving. There's a scene with some mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, like the little monsters. Paul like pokes the little marshmallow man in the belly, and he gets mad, and then he like trips and he falls face first and stands up, and he has these little holes, like the indentations from the shelf on his belly, and I think that's so cute.
Busted makes me feel good.
So Jason Reitman, I'm not sure how to say it. He was the director, and he basically was like very clear on the fact that they felt like they needed to bring Harold Ramis' character back, even though he has passed on in real life. For some reason, it never crossed my mind. I just kind of assumed that they would just leave him out, or like maybe do a little thing to him. But the way that at the end of the movie, there's the scene that you know where he's basically helping his granddaughter Phoebe defeat Gozer with her ray gun. And it's just like, as soon as I see and I realize it's his hand, like I'm just like, I'm just bawling. I've never get that kind of reaction to movies. Like I just kind of move on, and I'm like, all right, that's kind of sad, but like nothing really, it moved me so much. It was such a beautiful like tribute to him. And something that I noticed that they did was he always said, go stay here because of unfinished business. And his unfinished business was to teach his granddaughter and daughter, I guess, to like be how to fight the ghosts, and also to like make peace with them. And then when he finally gets to hug her, and then he just kind of like evaporates into, it's so nice. I'm crying already. I'm crying again. But you know, because you see like all the rest of the guys watching him, and they're like, oh, he's here. Like, it's kind of funny. But then it's also, there's a scene, you know, at the end when they're crying, like you kind of see they're like tearing up, and I feel like it's real. I feel like it's like coming from a place of like their friend, you know, they're thinking about their friend that should have been there with them, and they like created his image as a ghost, and he doesn't say anything. It's kind of amazing how they keep him silent, and that they don't make him say anything. I feel like it adds to it. They just make it cheesy. I walked out of the theater. I was just like, wow, 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 wow. I felt so many feelings. I laughed, I cried, you know, fantastic. I love that they kept Gozer like exactly the same from the movie. They made her character like, I believe Olivia Wilde is playing her now. And they kind of like, they kept the entire look. Like they didn't change it at all. Also, I'm pretty sure they did a lot of practical things in the movie instead of CGI, which I adore. I'm not a big fan of CGI. So the fact that they brought it back from like the 80s version, like the dogs, the Muncher. Muncher was a new version of Slimer. And I love how he had like, instead of slime, it was like he ate metal. He was just like chewing on metal. And then he would like shoot it out like bullets towards people. It's so fun. It's just so fun and silly and like cute, and you don't see stuff like that. It's like from the 80s. It's such an 80s thing to be like campy and silly like that. Yeah, there's a scene at the end, like towards like the climax of the movie, where all the while all this is happening with Harold and fighting Gozer and all this like climax is happening, and Podcast is just in the van, in the truck, just like in the car, just hanging out, like trying to like fight the little mini marshmallows, and he's just like, I have my own crisis happening. Like I was cracking up. I loved his character. I thought he was so cute. Then at the very end, when everything's over, said and done, that's like towards the end, this is basically the last like 5-10 minutes of the movie, he just emerges from the car like covered in marshmallows. I love that so much. I love this come so much. Also, I don't know if you guys feel the same way about Paul Rudd, but obviously he's so funny. Like he's just like hilarious, like just naturally. And did anybody else, like when Paul Rudd walked into the Walmart, it's a very simple scene. It's just him walking into the Walmart to go get ice cream. Like he's so happy to go get his ice cream, which is also a callback to one of his other movies. And there's like the way he walks in. I started giggling. He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. He's just like, I'm gonna go get ice cream. And I felt so cute. Lots of fun cameos. Oh, also that really funny scene where they say when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. They like corrected it this time. And he's like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Just, yeah, lots of fun cameos like Annie Potts and Bill Murray and all the rest of the guys that are still with us. And then they had the version of him, of Harold, the tribute. So beautiful. I honestly, just go see this movie. Go see this movie. It's worth your money. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you're not going to be disappointed. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like it's hit all the notes it needed to. It kept my attention, which is a very, very hard feat. If you know me at all, I feel like if I'm even slightly bored, I'll just be on my phone. I'll just start looking, and I kind of like pay attention, a little. So let me know, have you guys seen it? Have you went to go see it yet? Did you see it like Friday, Thursday, Friday? Did you see it like the first day it came out? Like, what did you do? I went out Saturday night, yeah, and it was kind of an empty theater because I like to see my matinees like an old lady, you know? But what did you think? Did you like it? Did you like certain scenes? Was there like a favorite scene of yours? For me, my favorite scene was probably the mini marshmallows. I love the mini marshmallows, like going crazy. They kind of reminded me of like the cookies in Krampus, if you've seen that. Like they're just like adorable, but they're crazy and insane, and like they get blended and they're like in a blender, and like it's super funny. Like they're just like walking around Walmart causing havoc. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bells, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and I will see you in the next one.